Okay, so we first met Tom and Sally when Tom sold my mom and dad's house for them in the Beaches. We lived in the Beaches, and Tom was the agent who sold our house. And he did a great job, and his job was made even more difficult by my sister because she didn't want to leave, and she kept hiding the sign. But even despite that, Tom still managed to get my parents a good price for their house.
Sara makes few requests or demands of me, but one of them was that we use Sally and Tom for selling and buying our next house. And so I had, another agent that I'd used before and had all intentions of sort of going back and using that agent again. But Sara insisted that Tom and Sally were the ones for us. And after having met them, I think that was. It was a good thing that Sara demanded because they were so nice and friendly and made the whole process seem so easy. But the sort of downside of the fact that you find the house that you want really quickly is that you have to sell your house really quickly. And so Tom came over at that point. That's when he checked into the process. Came over and we were selling a condo, and so he came and told us what we needed to do. He came to look at the place and to meet us and to talk to us about what we were looking to get for the condo, and so he basically walked around and told us all the things we had to take out of the house in order to stage it properly for selling, because they made it pretty clear that we had to.
Our house is a bit cluttered. Yeah, we had a lot of stuff in our condo. So it turned out we didn't have to do too much for staging, which was great, but we did have to take out a bunch of stuff, and Tom was really helpful about suggesting what we take out, and there were things we probably wouldn't have taken out, except we were encouraged to, and it did make a big difference, so we were glad that Tom had encouraged us to do that. He gave us some moving boxes, which was great.
Which was fantastic.
Yeah, and we were really impressed by the way he figured out the price to sell the condo at. He did a lot of research about units within the building and what they had gone for and what features they had and didn't have, and so we were pretty impressed by the methodical way he went about pricing the condo.
And our house looked better than it had ever looked before, in the weeks before we sell it. I mean, it was one of those it was great because it looked fantastic, but it never looked like that when we lived in it. So anyway, so then, we put the house on the market. When was it? So
Tuesday.
I guess a Tuesday. So a week and a day after we bought the house, we put our condo on the market. And so it was on the Tuesday. And so the agents had access to it on the Tuesday. And we got our first offer on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, it was listed on the MLS site that we all look at. And we got a couple offers on Wednesday, and by Wednesday at about 7 o'clock, we'd sold the condo. So, it was all in. It was a pretty short process. We were not expecting, and we got over asking for the condo too, which, come on, doesn't get any better than that, right? You buy for under and sell for over. So, we were very pleased. And as it turned out, that night we were going to visit some friends who had just had a baby, and we told Tom that this is what our plan was. And so he said, well, where do they live? And we told him where they lived. And he said, oh, well, that's just around the corner from the office. I can come and deliver the papers to you there, if that's all right with you. And we were very pleased, of course. And so we said, sure, great. And gave him the address. And, a couple hours later, he was at the door with the papers for us to sign, selling the condo. So, it was above and beyond. We were really thrilled, and he was really happy for us. And we had a very nice time, all things considered. And we really liked Tom and Sally. They're really nice and friendly, and they made the whole process easy. But the fact of the matter was, we only spent 2 weeks with them. I mean, we expected it to be a couple months long. 2 weeks, start to finish. So good times.
Yeah, so we had, like you said, we had a lot of suggestions from both Tom and Sally about how to mainly clear out the excess stuff. That was the biggest job. Sally came in and looked around at the things we had in the walls and the furniture that we had, and made a lot of suggestions for sort of moving things around to help make things look more open. And she came over with some items, like a nice urn with some grasses and a nice bright picture to brighten up the bathroom, a couple of different things, which we really appreciated.
Yeah, she made suggestions for flowers, putting fresh flowers.
Yes, and what kind. Yeah. Yes, and how tall they should be. That was good.
And she was very clear about the fact that we had to take out personal items, the pictures of us and our friends and family, because, and the way she explained it was, she wanted to make sure that people who came into the house didn't see it as someone else's house. They could imagine it as their own house. And so by taking out, pictures of, Sara and I, then it was a lot, it would make it a lot easier for them to imagine this house as their own house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tom had talked to us about the importance of the status certificate, and he explained that oftentimes a sale of a condo can get really bunched up at the end because the potential buyer is waiting to get a look at the status certificate, and so they're still looking for places, and so a deal can go south if you don't have it. And so he came over at one point during the process and sort of sat down with us again and sort of outlined all the things that we needed to do. And so one of those was getting the status certificate ordered from the condo corporation. And so we got on that right away. And so we had the status certificate in hand, I guess, a good 3 or 4 days before the condo went on the market, making it that much easier just to, when we had someone who was willing to put in an offer, then, there's the status certificate, and that's one less hurdle that has to be gone over. And so it's good. Yeah. Quick.
I think just the fact that we had so many people coming through in the first days of having it listed is sort of a testament to how great it looked in the marketing, because we had so many people come in right away.
Yeah. 2 days, and it was, I was constantly getting phone calls saying, okay, someone's coming in at this time and at this time and at this time. So it was kind of interesting. And so we had a few feature sheets left, but not very many.
Yeah.
So
we loved our brochure.
Yeah.
We gave them to our moms. Yeah.
The offers came in to Tom, and what he would do is he would call us up and say, okay, we got our first offer. And so the first offer we got was actually under asking. And so he basically counseled us on, what this meant and what we, how he thought we might react to it. Of course, leaving it up to us as to whether or not we wanted to accept. But Tom and I were both pretty much on the same page that, an offer under ask on the first day, we can wait a little longer than that. I mean, that's not necessarily something we wanted to accept, and we were both pretty much on side with that, and so he very politely signed it back for a few $100s under asking, and so that offer ended up getting signed back again for just a bit under asking, and so again, it was pretty early in the process, and we weren't really too excited about an offer under asking, especially on day 1 or day 2, which it was. And so Tom's counsel proved right, because while this guy was sort of signing it back to us at less than asking, sort of progressively going up just in small increments, we got another offer for over asking. So, and he called me to talk to me about the latest incremental increase, and at the same time said, but you'll be pleased to know we have received another offer that's actually over asking. And yes, we were unanimous in agreeing that the over asking offer would be one that we would accept. So it was pretty fun, actually. Pretty exciting time.
How did it impact us? I guess it affected us in the sense that now we have a house and no condo. But no, I mean, it was really painless. We expected it to take up months of our life and to be kind of painful and a lot of work and
stress.
To be very stressful. And there was zero stress because we had so much faith in Tom and Sally, and because they were so well organized, their operation was so well organized. I mean, the weekend we saw all those houses, Sally happened to be away, but she had everything set up, and we had one of their great reps take us around. He was fantastic.
Yeah. And yeah, they were really, you know, Tom and Sally, we dealt with Tom on some stuff and Sally on others, but they both knew what was going on, so it was actually pretty easy. It didn't matter which one we got in touch with, because they were pretty much, you know, they worked, you could tell they worked well together. So and I think they're both just really friendly people, and they care, and so it was it may seem
a very pleasant experience.
Yeah, it seems a bit cheesy, but it really, you know, they made it easy and they made it fun, you know, so it was an enjoyable experience all around, you know.
So would you recommend them, Dan?
Yeah, I think I'd be all right recommending Tom and Sally. Yeah, I think so. But they're just, you know, they're friendly and they're easy to be with, and spending time with them was no hardship, you know. It was nice. It was a nice time.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend them.
Yeah, certainly.